Thank you so much, Assemblyman, for being here today. Taking time out of your busy schedule to address this incredible crowd. And I appreciate him mentioning FIFA because Stockton, we're very excited about the FIFA World Cup coming up next year because the university has been selected to be one of the host sites for one of the teams, probably one of the most popular teams from Brazil, serving as a host practice location for one of the Brazilian teams. So we're very excited about that. All right, so again, we really want to thank the Assemblyman for being here and sharing with us his passion for the arts and culture here in New Jersey. So our next speaker is someone that I have the privilege to work with. He is, I don't know if we can still say that he's new. It's been almost a year now, coming up on a year since he joined us here at Stockton University. And during his relatively short period of time here at Stockton, he has been transformative in helping us to strengthen not only our academic programs here at Stockton, but the university as a whole. And we're very, very fortunate to have him as one of our university leaders. So without further ado, please welcome our Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Michael Palladino.
Thank you, Vice President Jackson. I was trying to figure out who he was talking about when he was getting ready to do the introduction here. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Stockton University, our beautiful Atlantic City campus. As Vice President Jackson mentioned, I'm the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, and I have the pleasure of serving here at the university. So how many people are here for the first time in our Atlantic City campus? Show of hands. Fantastic, right? So it's a great example of how your engagement in the arts and the summit today bring people together and bring you to a new environment here. So again, thank you for being here. Thank you all for joining us today. Very pleased to have students, faculty, staff, alumni, many community members, an extraordinary lineup of artists with us today. And truly on behalf of everyone in our academic community, it's my pleasure to welcome you for today's second annual Arts and Culture Summit. Now, Dean Marshall and Vice President Jackson told you about some of the many important people who were involved in planning this, some 2 dozen colleagues or so planning this summit. And I again want to appreciate those individuals and thank them for their work. I want to thank our panelists, our moderators, and our artists for your creativity and inspiration, for taking the time to work with us today. And how unbelievable were our performers, our student performers. Some of them are still here. If you have classes today, make sure you're going to classes. That's good to hang out today. This is your class. So I've been spending a lot of time on the train going back and forth from Washington, D.C., returned Wednesday evening for my third such trip in the last 3 weeks. Nothing really going on in Washington, as you can imagine. Really just rolling around, looking at cherry blossoms, photobombing. But thinking about the summit and thinking about the United States moving towards being 250 years old, and thinking a lot about the many challenges and opportunities we face. And I share that because really reflecting on the theme of arts, culture, and conversation is so truly timely and important. I'm also thinking about this really in the context of the university being at a critical inflection point in our great history. We're well into a new strategic planning process to better define our future. And that future will continue to be very community engaged. It's at the heart of who we've been an institution for a long time. We're going to look to elevate that position and our role as an anchor institution in this region. I share that as well because an integral part of our work as an anchor institution involves our programs in the arts at Stockton, of which we are very proud in many different ways. And I share that particularly so because of the myriad ways we engage our local communities through the arts. You know this if you attend events in our Performing Arts Center. If you go to our Noise Arts Garage here in Atlantic City, which is a gem, hundreds of events each year, so we had a chance to be there last night. Our art gallery at Kramer Hall in Hamilton. And in so many ways on our main campus where our arts gallery has hosted so many gallery events throughout the year. This year alone, just in a display of indigenous communities attracted several thousand visitors to our art gallery on campus. That's a snapshot of just one event. In fact, we're so proud of our talented arts community. The school is working on a project that we call Walls and Halls. I always like to talk about this when we're rolling out the work of our students, faculty, staff, and alumni, spearheaded by colleagues in the School of Arts and Humanities for a campus beautification project, where all those blank walls you see up and down the academic spine of Stockton are being transformed with our art on display, including coming soon an alumni art gallery. So we're very excited about that. So reflecting on that time in Washington and the often polarizing dialogues we're experiencing these days, the attacks on the value of higher education, which sometimes directly attack the value of the arts, quite honestly, it should be particularly clear to everyone that creative works and expressions in the arts cross boundaries. They're not defined by politics, it's not defined by race, it's not defined by ethnicity or any other barriers. Whether in performance, as you saw from our great students today, whether in paint or pencil, digital or print, porcelain or any other material or medium, artists express creativity in unique ways. We educate, empower, they challenge us, and sometimes make us feel uncomfortable, which is something we talk about a lot at the institution, which is a critical moment to learn. And at the same time, as we're doing today, the arts bring people together. And that's a very powerful set of experiences. You think about what I just shared. You can't necessarily say that about all disciplines. I'm a molecular biologist by background. I couldn't share all those perspectives about being a scientist. So while I love the theme of arts, culture, and conversation, look around the room today, because as you walked into this building, nobody checked your ideals or your politics at the door as a condition of entry. Right? This is fundamentally what we do as a university to best serve our communities. We put individual preferences aside to engage, to invite, to include. And fundamentally, we should welcome any conversations in the best interest of serving our communities. And that's not always a popular position, right? Because at institutions of some size, there are always factions of opinion that want information expressed in different ways. But today's gathering is particularly important as we think about conversation and dialogue and the expression of that through the arts to help us understand, to educate, to solve community problems. The other thing I share about today's summit is, for me, and I think for our students, faculty, and staff here, the summit also speaks beautifully to our teacher-scholar model at the university, where we have faculty and staff who are truly subject matter experts doing research, scholarly, and creative works, not by excluding students, but side by side with our students, as collaborators and as colleagues. You saw great examples of that this morning. You'll see and hear that throughout the day from our faculty, staff, and students. So it's now my pleasure to introduce today's keynote speaker. We're very pleased to have a distinguished artist in his own right joining us today. Edgar Heap of Birds is an artist and an advocate for indigenous communities worldwide. His work includes multidisciplinary forms of public art messages, large-scale drawings, new series acrylic paintings, prints, works in glass, and monumental porcelain enamel on steel outdoor sculpture. The tribal elder serves as an instructor and painter in the traditional Cheyenne Earth Renewal Ceremony in Concho, Oklahoma, and is one of the leaders of the Cheyenne Elk Scraper Warrior Society. Please join me in welcoming today's keynote speaker, Edgar Heap of Birds.